After the Miami Heat stumbled to their most losses in a decade, team president Pat Riley told reporters there was no doubt that change was needed. So, what happened? Are changes no longer needed? Or is this franchise incapable of making them? The NBA free agent market has been on fire, but you'd be hard-pressed to find even traces of smoke in South Florida. The Heat found a steal at the draft and made a smart move to keep Davion Mitchell, but that's it so far. For all intents and purposes, Miami appears poised to run back a roster it publicly proclaimed to have no desire to keep just a couple of months back. Failing to deliver on the promise of change is a bad look for the franchise. Riley's words weren't supposed to be just talk. Not after Miami finished each of the last 3 seasons ranked between 7th and 10th in the Eastern Conference standings. If that isn't life on the dreaded treadmill of mediocrity, I don't know what is. The Heat had legitimate roster reshuffling tools at their disposal, too. They own all of their future first-round picks except for 2027, which has lottery protection that year and no protection in 2028. They have a huge expiring contract tied to Terry Rozier and perhaps another in Andrew Wiggins, who has a $30.2 million player option for 2026 to 27, per Spotrac. Speaking of Wiggins, he should have suitors on the trade market. Miami can offer trade partners young players of both the highly coveted Kel'el Ware and Reclamation Project, Jamie Jaquez Jr., varieties. If the Heat really wanted to shake things up, they could even consider dangling Tyler Herro, whose extension eligibility could be a headache to handle, or Bam Adebayo, whose offensive output has appeared to plateau. Riley's coveted whales were out in full force this summer, too. Trade winds swirled around Giannis Antetokounmpo and haven't necessarily stopped swirling, and LeBron James. Kevin Durant, Kristaps Porzingis, Drew Holiday, Desmond Bane, Jalen Green, Anthony Simons, Jordan Poole, and CJ McCollum are among the players already traded this offseason. Difference makers were up for grabs, and few teams seemed more ready to make a difference to their rosters than Miami. So, how has nothing happened? This can't be all about waiting with crossed fingers and sky-high hopes for 2026 free agency, can it? The player pool looks deep now, but a wave or two of big money extensions could shallow it out in a hurry. Riley's words should have been more than lip service. This roster clearly needed a lift. And there were multiple ways in which Miami could have tried to find that spark. To say big changes are coming, and then make none of those changes brings both self-inflicted embarrassment and unnecessary disappointment. Had Riley merely expressed support for and belief in this roster, maybe fans would be less focused on the promises that aren't being kept and more focused on the promising group set to take over Summer League. Instead, it sure seems as if the Heat are stuck with a roster they don't want. The offseason should be a time of unbridled optimism, but it's fair to wonder whether the pessimism fans are feeling right now is also being felt. The Miami Heat have secured a promising new sharpshooter, Simone Fontecchio, from the Detroit Pistons in a sign-and-trade deal, as reported by ESPN's Shams Charania. The trade comes on the heels of the Heat parting ways with their all-time three-point leader, Duncan Robinson, who has agreed to a 3-year, $48 million contract with the Pistons. This swap marks the end of an era for Heat fans while opening a fresh chapter with an underrated Italian talent. Fontecchio, a 6'7" forward, brings versatility and a solid outside shot to South Beach. Last season with the Pistons, he averaged 5.9 points and 2.9 rebounds, shooting 40.2% from the field and 33.5% from deep. His ability to stretch the floor complements the Heat's dynamic play style under Eric Spoelstra, potentially filling the void left by Robinson's departure. Fans on X have already dubbed him a solid piece, with some arguing that the Heat won the trade due to Fontecchio's underrated potential. Robinson, who departs after making 1,202 three-pointers for the Heat, leaves behind a legacy that includes the 2020 and 2023 NBA Finals appearances. His exit, facilitated by the sign-and-trade, allows the Heat to acquire assets while staying competitive under the NBA's hard cap. The move also aligns with the Heat's recent draft and free agency maneuvers as they continue to reshape the roster around Bam Adebayo and Tyler Herro. Heat Nation braces for Fontecchio's integration, hoping this Italian gem can reignite their championship aspirations after a disappointing sweep by Donovan Mitchell and the Cleveland Cavaliers in the 2025 NBA playoffs. Pat Riley said the Miami Heat roster would look different in 2025-26, but through the first 2 days of free agency, not much has changed. The Heat brought back Damian Mitchell on a 2-year, $24 million deal and also added a possible bench piece in Simone Fontecchio, who they acquired as part of a sign-and-trade move that sent Duncan Robinson to the Detroit Pistons. With fans hopeful that a big move is coming after missing on Kevin Durant, Nickeil Alexander-Walker, Gary Trent, among other potential targets, the Heat have been linked to one of the biggest names available. As reported by the Miami Herald's Barry Jackson, the Heat are eyeing Damian Lillard, who the Milwaukee Bucks waived in an unexpected move. Now, this isn't the first time that the Heat have been linked to Lillard before, but unlike last time, he is a bit of a special case. Lillard is nursing an Achilles injury that may keep him out of all, or at least most of next season. Regardless, Jackson did say the Heat like him, but they do have one issue. Aside from the fact that the Golden State Warriors could make a push for the Oakland native, the Heat currently don't have a roster spot available. Golden State is interested in bringing Lillard back to his hometown region, the Bay Area. ESPN reports tonight, wrote Jackson. Lillard will have plenty of options. Heat likes Lillard, but is out of roster spots at the moment. Lillard hasn't decided when to sign, could wait weeks or many months. Now, this could certainly change if Miami pulls off a trade of some sort, but since the Heat are hoping to contend now, bringing in Lillard cannot be the only move they make. This past season with the Bucks, the 34-year-old Lillard averaged 24.9 points, 7.1 assists, and 4.7 rebounds.